Yo, welcome to Simply Bitcoin Live, your number one source for the peaceful Bitcoin revolution with curve-breaking news, culture, manic warfare. We will be your guide through the separation of money and state. We are aware that we've had some audio difficulties the last couple of days. We are aware of it. We're trying to fix it. Spent an hour or so on with the restream support yesterday. Let us know in the comments if we're still having issues. But anyways, today we have a very special episode. We say it in the very beginning. This is the separation of money and state. We are living through it. And, you know, we've been covering Operation Chokepoint 2.0, like Nick Carter has been putting it, about the state's attempt at making it difficult for Bitcoin businesses to bank themselves. And we've also been covering that the fact that they used a lot of these excuses, whether it was the FTX blow up and recently the SVB bank blow up, as justifications in order to isolate the industry from the legacy financial system. And I know what a lot of Bitcoiners will say. It's like, Nico, we don't need the legacy financial system. You're absolutely right. But the reality is that a lot of people do use the on and off ramps. And when we're in this transition, when Bitcoin is transitioning to become the global reserve currency, which at Simply Bitcoin, we wholeheartedly believe that it will do so because Bitcoin is just frankly better money. That was one of the attack vectors. It was inevitable that this was going to happen. And we have some breaking news coming out of the United Kingdom, of the UK. Title is not clickbait. Binance halts deposits and withdrawals for customers in the UK. And also NatWest limits customers' crypto transfers, citing scam concerns, right? You don't know what to do with your money. Big Daddy government is going to step in and they're going to tell you what you can and cannot buy with your money. Mind you, I don't believe those things. I think they're excuses. And we know that the UK has a very predominant central bank digital currency program. And the government is speaking wonders about it and how, you know, it's the next best thing. But we've talked about CBDCs many times, right? If you live in a country that has developed financial rails like the UK, right, why do you really need a central bank digital currency? Well, the reason is simple. Governments want to be able to maintain and keep the privilege of being able to create money for free that everyone else has to work for. And that's really what I believe central bank digital currencies are all about. It is as much as they say it's about making payment systems more efficient. That's not true. They want to control money. And the reality is when you have something like Bitcoin, it's out of the hands of the government. The government does not control the monetary policy. And they want to be able to maintain that. So I believe that's what it's about. And we were having suspicions about that yesterday when we found more data that just doesn't come from Simply Bitcoin, right? Because we understand our biases. Comes from members of the community as well that are starting to see the writing on the wall. Was it really about, you know, the financial security or of the country? Or was it really about, you know, trying to slow down the competition or at least slow down the adoption of Bitcoin? So we're going to talk about all that. Please let us know. Like I said, we were having some audio issues yesterday. If I'm still clipping, let us know in the comments and we will try to fix it. Anyways, I want to bring up my awesome co-host, always optimistic. How you doing, Opti?
I am doing wonderful. I mean, in the face of everything going on in the world right now, Bitcoin starts pumping. It's just absolutely beautiful. So let's just, you know, hey, I know we all want cheap sats, but I'm hoping that this price movement just continues to go upwards and prove our point for us that you cannot trust the institutions. And Bitcoin was made for this moment. And here we are. It seems like the financial world is blowing up quicker than ever. And yet now we have Bitcoin. So if we are facing what a lot of people are talking about on Twitter, at least we have Bitcoin, and Bitcoin was meant for this moment. So, hey, man, it's hard not to be optimistic on a day like today.
Opti's always, the world could be burning down. There could be a meteor, and you go to Opti's house because he's having a good time. Anyways, I also want to bring up very special guest, member of the community. How you doing? Full Throttle Hodl.
Hey guys, how you going? Great
Hey,
to
man.
be here.
Welcome to the show. Guys, Simply Bitcoin is for the community after all. If you guys want to come on the live show, shoot us a DM on Twitter and we will get you booked as soon as possible. Anyways, everybody, no more delay. Let's start the show. Let's do this.
The Bitcoin numbers.
Brought to you by Nodl. At this point, you should be running your own Bitcoin node. If you don't use your own Bitcoin node, you're trusting someone else's. Run your own version of Bitcoin Core, the Lightning Network, Whirlpool, and Dojo, all from the comfort of your own home. And if you're a digital nomad, you have absolutely no excuse because now you can run a Nodl through a virtual private server. Visit nodl.eu today. All right, everybody, I want to tell you about Bitcoin 2023. It's going to be the largest Bitcoin conference on the face of the earth. Miami Beach, Florida, May 18th through the 20th, 2023. You don't want to miss it. And we have a special promo code for you guys. You can use promo code SIMPLY to get a 10% discount on your tickets. I want to go through the speaker list because they add new people every single day. We have Michael Lewis, best-selling author of The Big Short, Moneyball, and The Blind Side, Arthur Hayes, Michael Saylor, Jack Mallers, Alex Gladstein, Stacey Herbert, Greg Foss, Lynn Alden, Corey Clipston, Matt Odell, Jeff Booth, Robert Breedlove. You don't want to miss the biggest Bitcoin celebration of the year. Bitcoin 2023, promo code SIMPLY. At the time of recording, the Bitcoin price is 25,915 sats per dollar, 3,859. Block height, 780,799. Reachable Bitcoin nodes, 16,229. Blocks to the halving, 59,201. Halving estimates April 21st, 2024. Total Lightning Network capacity, 5,390 Bitcoin. Capacity value, 139 million US dollars. Realized monetary inflation, 1.76%. And the market capitalization of Bitcoin, this sure sounds good to say, over $500 billion, specifically at $508 billion. Anyways, special request from the moderator of the Simply Bitcoin Telegram chat. If you haven't already joined, it's absolutely free. It's a party in there. There's plebs posting memes. If you have any questions about running a node, just drop them in there and the community will be very, very happy to answer them. Anyways, Darthcoin said, are you a Bitcoiner that lives near those failed US banks with people in line waiting to rescue some money? Please go and print some Bitcoin flyers with just simple explanation of what is Bitcoin and how to get it easily and fast in exchange for those fake fiat money. Then hand over those flyers to those poor normie people, show them the path to the light and freedom. But please take notes about how many people are in total in line, how many accept your Bitcoin flyer, how many are willing to exchange their fiat money for Bitcoin, how many will call you scammer. Will be a very interesting experiment. I absolutely love that. And the reason I wanted to highlight that today is because you have to take agency as an individual, right? We all play a part here, specifically at Simply Bitcoin. Obviously, you guys know we make content, but it falls down to you. I'm sure a lot of you had this experience. You're the annoying Bitcoiner in the family. You're telling your parents, you're telling your uncle, you're telling your sister, and they're like, I don't want to invite him over anymore because all he does is talk about Bitcoin. Well, this is important. This is what the peaceful revolution is all about. You have to spread the Bitcoin message. You have to get people out of fiat politics. You have to make them understand that a lot of their woes, a lot of the financial hardships that they're enduring are not necessarily coming from, these political divisions. These are distractions. And political parties all around the world, they do this so well. They blame the other side for a lot of the economic issues, a lot of the hardships that people are going through, where us Bitcoiners, we actually know what's going on. The reality is a lot of these difficulties are stemming from the fact that the government is able to print money at no cost to them. In the process, they're diluting everyone else's wealth, right? And it's a wealth redistribution mechanism from the have-nots, right? From the lower and middle classes that don't have the means to save in assets, therefore benefit from asset inflation. It's wealth redistribution back to the government and back to the very wealthy. It's not that the rich get richer per se. It's that under the current system, that's how it's structured, right? Every time they print money, the rich do get richer and the poor do get poorer. But that comes from money printing. That comes from just creating this money out of thin air. That's where it comes from. It doesn't come from anywhere else. And it falls down to us to educate enough people. Now, in the global South, in developing countries, I think that what I just said is obvious. Everyone understands. If you live in Argentina with 99% inflation or Venezuela, you understand what I just said. It's not hard to understand what I just said. And you're like, yeah, that's incredibly obvious. It's really in the developed world, in countries that have financial privilege, that, people, hey, 6% inflation. It's not that bad. We all know it's not 6% inflation in the US. We all know that the cost of living, housing prices, energy prices, if you include that, it's roughly about 20%. That's the reality. But it's so ingenious what they've done. They said, yo, it's the other political side. It's people that have a different perspective on the world. They're causing all of your problems. It's Donald Trump. It's Joe Biden. No, it's the money printing. It's the money. You fix the money, you fix the world, and it falls down to us, the individual, to push that message out there. Save as many people as you can around you. Save save your family, save your mother, save your father, save your sister, save your brother, save your uncle, save your girlfriend. Tell them about Bitcoin. And that means there's a lot of hand-holding there. That means that, if they don't know how to completely take self-custody, be that Uncle Jim in your family, hold their hand during the process. If enough people wake up to the reality that Bitcoin fixes these problems, we will win. We will win this, and there's absolutely nothing they could do about it. Anyways, Opti, what are your thoughts on this, bro?
Well, first off, shouts out to Darthcoin. He kills it in the Telegram group and on Stacking News. And I really love the questions that he was asking. How many people are going to call you a scammer? How many people aren't going to take the flyers? And that's just a big lull to me, because I ask myself the same question all the time when I am out in real life, off Twitter, off YouTube. I look around everywhere I go, whether I'm eating food, whether I'm going to the grocery store, whether I'm hanging out with friends, trying to, enjoy life a little bit. I always have like the same moment where I look around and I'm like, how many of the people around me are actually Bitcoiners? And as being the resident crazy Bitcoiner for, I don't know how long now, 5 years or whatever, you do get demoralized. And it's almost like Bitcoin was meant for this very moment, and yet people are still sleepwalking. I think I've been mentioning it all week, where I had that like Big Short moment where I'd look around and I'm like, everyone doesn't realize that the financial system almost blew up, that the banks almost blew up, and they're just completely oblivious to this. And it's kind of something we talk about all the time here, is we know what the problems are, but people still don't know that there's a solution to this. And this is why it is so important to continue to beat the drum about Bitcoin. Maybe it's not so much about saying the B word up front. Maybe it's just planting these seeds, asking people certain questions, whether they understand what money is, whether they understand how banks work, whether they understand what inflation is really doing, whether they understand that they are getting stolen from and they can't save in dollars. I think these are the ways that we can continue to plant these seeds, because it's becoming more obvious to me than ever that the world needs Bitcoin now, and more people are waking up to this. I mean, we see it today. The Bitcoin price has been pumping today. And of course, what's the axiom? Correlation doesn't mean causation. But hey, we just saw a huge mistrust of the financial system, and now the Bitcoin price is pumping. So it seems like, at the very least, one person with big pockets out there realizes what we've been saying for a long time, that Bitcoin is the solution. You need to opt out of the system. You need to find a way to store your value that is completely parallel to the financial system, because you're just diversifying within the fiat system. And if the fiat system goes belly up, you're going to lose a lot of money. And now we have a solution. It's Bitcoin. What's the Hayek quote? The roundabout way to fix the money. People are waking up to it. And as I say all the time, the Bitcoin price is a real-time metric of people's understanding of what Bitcoin is. So, hey, at the very least, someone out there woke up to Bitcoin's true potential, Bitcoin's value prop, and we are seeing it in the price. Now, will this hold up? We don't like to speculate too much, but someone woke up and they're realizing they have to take their money out of the banking system and find an alternative, and that alternative is Bitcoin.
Absolutely. Amen to that. Full Throttle, what are your thoughts on this, bro? Where's your head at on this?
Where's my head at? What a week, fellas. Bitcoin not only surviving, but thriving. Great time to be a Bitcoiner. Be the captain of that Bitcoin ship. Take on survivors who want to be saved. Keep sending out that signal, and let's fucking go.
Love it. Short, sweet, to the point. I love that, man. Anyways, everybody, let's get to the news. We have a lot to talk about. Update on Operation Chokepoint 2.0.
The Daily News.
Brought to you by Blockstream Jade, built by Bitcoiners for Bitcoiners. It's an open source hardware wallet for the cold storage of Bitcoin. Blockstream Jade houses a full color camera, allowing for fully air-gapped Bitcoin transactions. Scan and display QR codes directly on the device to sign transactions and verify addresses with ease. Use your Blockstream Jade with your favorite wallet software, such as the Blockstream Green, Blue Wallet, Electrum, and Sparrow. Get yourself a Blockstream Jade today and take self-custody of your Bitcoin. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we always reference this article, and we're going to continue referencing it because Nick Carter did a great job at summarizing exactly what's going on. And I like to read it sometimes just to provide context, specifically for our new viewers that are just tuning in. So let's talk about Operation Chokepoint 2.0. On yesterday's episode, we speculated that a lot of the reasons that Signature Bank, which Signature Bank happens to be the second largest bank that facilitated a lot of the crypto and Bitcoin transactions for a lot of these exchanges, we made the case that it could have been political that they did. A lot of the incentive or a lot of the reasons were political. Anyways, so Nick Carter, this article, mind you, was in February 8th. Holy cow, have things escalated since then. He goes on to say, what began as a trickle is now a flood. The U.S. government is using the banking sector to organize a sophisticated, widespread crackdown against the crypto industry, and the administration's efforts are no secret. They're expressed plainly in memos, regulatory guidance, and blog posts. However, the breadth of this plan, spanning virtually every financial regulator, as well as its highly coordinated nature, has even the most steely-eyed crypto veterans nervous that crypto businesses might end up completely unbanked. Stablecoins may be stranded and unable to manage flows in and out of crypto, and exchanges might be shut off from banking system entirely. Let's dig in. For crypto firms, obtaining access to the onshore banking system has always been a challenge. Even today, crypto startups struggle mightily to get banks, and only a handful of boutiques serve them. This is why stablecoins like Tether found popularity earlier on, to facilitate fiat settlement where the rails of traditional banking were unavailable. However, in recent weeks, the intensity of efforts to ring-fence the entire crypto space and isolate it from traditional banking system has ratcheted up significantly. Especially the Biden administration is now executing what appears to be a coordinated plan that spans multiple agencies to discourage banks from dealing with crypto firms. It applies to both traditional banks who would serve crypto clients and crypto-first firms aiming to get bank charters. It includes the administration itself, influential members of Congress, the Fed, the FDIC, the OCC, and the DOJ. Here's a recap of notable events concerning banks and the policy establishment in recent weeks. Okay, that being said, mind you, like I said, this article was written February 8th, and holy cow, have things changed since then. This is Warren Tagami. Warren Tagami is a vice president of solutions at Blockstream. He said, Operation Chokepoint 2.0. Today, I heard this from the management of a small bank. This was after, right, the takeover of Silicon Valley Bank, and this was after the takeover of Signature Bank by New York regulators. Goes on to say today, basically, and this is a message from his friend, says today, basically every bank regulator is calling every bank and asking for the liquidity report, asking whether they plan to apply for the new Fed program, and asking whether they have any exposure to, quote, crypto. They're definitely trying to ensure that smaller banks don't touch this area, right? So again, smaller banks are the ones that are trying to, be competitive. They're trying to get business. The bigger banks, the big six in the United States, becomes very easy for them to control. And mind you, we have Caitlin Long. Caitlin Long applied for a federal banking charter, and her bank was fully reserved, and they still turned it down. Anyways, moving on to the next one. This is Radar Hits. Signature Bank board member and former congressman Barney Frank says, quote, regulators wanted to send a very strong anti-crypto message in shutting down the bank. Quote, there was no insolvency based on the fundamentals. And this isn't only in the US. We covered the US news yesterday. The breaking news of today and the title of the video, Binance halts deposits and withdrawals for customers in the UK. What was the reasoning? Binance Holding LTD, the world's largest crypto exchange, is suspending deposits and withdrawal services via bank transfers and card payments for UK customers after its local banking partner stopped providing support for transactions in British pounds. PaySafe, a London-based online payments company, said it would stop providing one of its products to Binance customers in the UK, citing local regulators' approach to crypto assets. PaySafe didn't say whether it would drop support for other crypto companies as well. Quote, we have concluded that the UK regulatory environment in relation to crypto is too challenging to offer this service at this time, and so this is prudent decision on our part, taken in abundance of caution. Binance halted deposits and withdrawals in pounds for new users on Monday and will suspend such transactions for all customers on May 22nd, a spokesman said in an email on Tuesday. Quote, our team is working hard to find an alternative solution. We've heard that before, right? The suspension reflects rapidly worsening conditions for the crypto sector in the UK after banks, including HSBC and NatWest Group, put restrictions on how much money their clients can move to digital asset exchanges. While UK politicians have sought to embrace crypto in the past year, the financial regulator has repeatedly warned that investors in the asset class risk losing all their money. Let's take a look at NatWest. This is an article from Reuters. NatWest limits customers' crypto transfers, citing scam concerns. From Tuesday, customer transfers to cryptocurrency exchanges will be limited to £5,000, roughly $6,000 per 30-day period, with no more than $1,000 per day. Regulators around the world have warned of the risks of scams and fraud in the largely unregulated world of crypto trading. We remember how Reuters treats El Salvador. We know how this platform feels about the peaceful Bitcoin revolution. And it's just interesting how they frame that. Regulators around the world have warned of the risks of scams. What about the risks of inflation? Why is that never talked about? What about if you live in Argentina and you have 99% inflation? What about that risk, huh? And anyways, connect the dots, because this is what we do on Simply Bitcoin. IMF, this is a CoinDesk article. I'm reading the headline for audio listeners. IMF had warned G20 widespread crypto use would impact banks. Isn't that a coincidence that this article came out May 13th? Isn't it a coincidence that this Binance announcement came out March 14th? Specifically after what happened over the weekend. Signature seized by New York regulators and the SVB blowup. So could it be that they're using this as a justification to go after the industry? Obviously, from our perspective, it looks incredibly obvious that that's exactly what they're doing. But anyways, I could be wrong here, but these are a lot of coincidences. These are a whole lot of coincidences. Those articles are coming out on very similar dates. And, Nick Carter is why we reference this article so much, and we're going to continue to call it Operation Chokepoint 2.0. In that article, he summarizes all the different moves that they're doing. They're hell-bent on pushing central bank digital currencies to the populace, even though they're not needed. We have very efficient payment platforms in the developed world. We have PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Do we need more efficient payment systems, or do we need a money that doesn't steal from us, right? So that's the question that I have for you guys. It sure looks incredibly obvious to me. This is crazy stuff. But we say it in the very beginning of the show. This is the separation of money and state. Bunker down, take self-custody of your Bitcoin, And honestly, if you're going to take self-custody, you better do it in steel. And there's no better place to do it than BitPlates. Check it out. The BitPlates Domino. Put your seed on metal. Don't trust paper. Paper is bad. Take a look at this. Look how thick it is. Easy to use, hard to destroy. BitPlates Domino are designed to preserve Bitcoin wallet backup, seed words, and passphrases made from highly corrosion-resistant 316 marine-grade stainless steel, offering the ultimate protection against extreme temperatures. Check out bitplates.com. And of course, you can use the promo code. We have a promo code for you guys. Simply get yourself a big discount. Anyways, Opti, what are your thoughts on everything that's going on, bro?
Well, I've been saying it for a while. I speak in memes, highly regarded. Everything just boils down to a couple sentences. And I just keep thinking of the "they're scared" meme on Twitter, where like, this is very obviously back to what we've been saying for a while. Remember what Christine Lagarde said: if there's an exit route, people will use it. Well, Bitcoin is that exit route, and they're realizing that they basically blew up their system. I really like this comment right here by Lou Ferringo. And let me pull it up real quick because I think he kind of hit the nail on the head. He goes, BTC lived. They tried to take down crypto payment rails, and the banks were weaker and broke first. And here we are, they just bailed out the banks, or not bailed out the banks, whatever, kind of double speak they want. But now we're seeing a day later that they're trying to stop capital from flowing into, and also, I guess, out of Bitcoin and shitcoin. So, as we always say, this is good for Bitcoin, because I say it all the time. If your government or your bank wants you to stop using Bitcoin, to me, that's a sign that you want to hold and use Bitcoin. Remember what we say all the time: Bitcoin is that roundabout way to fix the fiat system. The fiat system is fundamentally broken. The incentives are broken. The system is broken, and it's just on life support. And it seems like the Fed may have blown it up again. And these financial crises are happening at a quicker pace than before. We had 2008, we had 2020, and now we have 2023. So I don't know if you know quick math. They're happening a lot faster. Anyways, tyrannical overreach is always some of the best advertisement for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is truly apolitical money. It's completely outside of the fiat system, completely decentralized, which means no one's controlling it, which means that the people in control, the central planners, hate it, and they're trying to do their best to scramble and get control. So they continue to panic, they continue to gaslight the masses, and they continue to fight the inevitable. Bitcoin continues to win. Blocks come in roughly every 10 minutes. The price is going up. Every signal in Bitcoin is basically at all-time high. Hash rate is exploding. I think the world is waking up to the fact that you cannot have a meaningful amount of money in these banks without the very real risk of losing everything you have, losing your shirt. And the world seems to be teetering on global recession, and yet we still get the talking heads telling us that we're in the best economy that the world has ever seen. And I know you guys are feeling the sticker shock. I know you guys are feeling the inflation, the shrinkflation out there. Like, you can't lie to us that much longer. I think the world is waking up. I know we are very hyper-focused on this as Bitcoiners, as people that are watching and waiting for things to blow up. But I think the average person is waking up to what we've been saying for years. Bitcoiners have been right. And the inflation we're seeing now is further proof that we are right. The fact that they had to bail out the banks again is further proof that we are right. And the UK has been very hostile to Bitcoin. And in my opinion, the UK is just going to have fun staying poor. We say it all the time. And it's like, it's just further proof that the UK bureaucracy is showing that they do not have their citizens' best interests in mind. And in my opinion, as an individual, what would that mean? My little radars would be beaming right now. My red flags are beaming, and this would mean I should be holding Bitcoin. You need to have, at the very least, 1% of your wealth in Bitcoin, because, as Greg Foss says, it's insurance for the fiat system's collapse. You just need to hold a little bit. Take Bitcoin into self-custody, opt out, provide the value to your fellow man, and save in Bitcoin. It's a very simple process, and yet people still don't understand that the problem is the inherent fragility of the fiat system. But hey, this is why we show up every single day, to try to spread that message.
Amen to that, bro. Anyways, full throttle. What are your thoughts on all this, bro? What are your thoughts on everything that's going on?
I think the banks are scared. and I think they should be scared. There's people like me and you putting all their savings into Bitcoin. They're rolling over their superannuation or their 401k into Bitcoin. They're losing control slowly but surely. Uh, in my own experience, I'm trying to convert anyone who will listen and get them to save in Bitcoin, even if it's a small amount, like $50 a day, just to get their foot in the door. Bitcoin's been awesome for me. It's changed my life, and that is the best advertisement that you can have it as I guess, as a company or an entity. Which well, Bitcoin's not a company, but it's a entity. It's a free to enter global monetary solution to the problems we have, and it's only getting stronger. And there's all kinds of FUD and blockages that governments and institutions try and put in front of Bitcoiners, but Bitcoin doesn't stop. There's always a way to get your hands on Bitcoin. They may change the map and the road to get there, to get your hands on Sats, but there's nothing they can do to stop it. We've all heard this before. They keep they keep lying and fudding and all the bullshit. But as I said at the start, Bitcoin is not only surviving, it's thriving, and it is unstoppable.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. You can't stop what's happening. You can't stop the peaceful revolution. Bitcoin's incentives are greater than anything they throw at us, and that is exactly why we'll win. Anyways, I don't even know what we're going to talk about during the culture, which makes me very excited. Let's get to the culture. Let's do this.
The Daily Culture.
Brought to you by SwanBitcoin.com. Swan is the best way to build your Bitcoin stack with automated Bitcoin savings plans and instant purchases, serving clients of any size from $10 to $10 million. We love Swan because they incentivize self-custody and dollar cost averaging. What are you waiting for? Visit SwanBitcoin.com today. Also, guys, I want to tell you about Swan's new offer. Bitcoin is generational wealth, and you can secure your bright orange future with the Swan IRA. Real Bitcoin, no taxes. Swan offers both traditional and Roth options to best fit your needs. Create your IRA and start adding Bitcoin in less than 1 minute. Transfers and rollovers are available. Swan's Bitcoin experts will get you set up with no transfer fees and minimal balance requirements. This is real Bitcoin, not an ETF or other derivative. Get the real thing. Anyways, Opti, it's all yours.
Let's go. All right. Well, you already know, culture. When I bring in guests, I like to feature them and talk about their Bitcoin journey, why they are Bitcoiners, why they're so adamant to spread the Bitcoin culture, or basically the Bitcoin signal. And we dropped this on our Substack, and I'm just going to pose this question to Full Throttle Hodl. So why do you use Bitcoin? Why are you so adamant on spreading Bitcoin? And then also on top of it, you kind of mentioned, how did Bitcoin change your life, bro?
Well, about 5 years ago, the anarchist inside of me came across Bitcoin, and it made perfect sense. I was at a time in my life where things weren't going too well, but I had some money set aside for a rainy day, and I spoke to my wife and put it all into Bitcoin. Uh, as I guess a lot of people, have experienced, that the price went up, the price went down. It was I was learning lessons along the way about being a hodler. I started shit coining a bit about 2 years into being a hodler, and I came across Simply Bitcoin. And I had this young fellow and this guy with these big fuck off glasses telling me how shitcoins is pure gambling, and it just resonated with me. It made perfect sense. So I decided at that point to scale out of all my shitcoins and go Bitcoin only. And ever since focusing on Bitcoin, it has made me save more, respect my time more, made me a better father, made me a better person. It made me plan for the future. It made me want better things. And here I am today, man, talking to you guys.
I love it, bro. This is As the meme always says, you don't change Bitcoin, Bitcoin changes you. And it really blows my mind how, a hard money such as Bitcoin just changes everything about you, and you really reevaluate everything you've ever done in your life and every choice you've ever done. And you kind of touched it on here, and I saw you retweeted this is from one of our friends, Morpheus BTC, and he says, are you stacking for your family? And here's the meme that I continuously push: buy Bitcoin for your last name, not your first. And I love how you just mentioned it, that you started stacking Bitcoin for your family. And I don't have a family yet, but I hope one day to have a family, and I hope to just create a bunch of Bitcoiners. So kudos to you, bro. And how hard has it been to orange pill your family?
Really difficult, mate. I've been banging on to them about the Bitcoin since it was like 6K, and I get every time we have a family gathering, like they'll spit out a few sentences, and then I always move the conversation to Bitcoin. So far, I orange pilled my nephew. He's a Bitcoiner. My sister-in-law, she was a Bitcoiner. She just recently passed away, but she was a Bitcoiner. Lots of friends. One of the managers I work with, he's become a Bitcoiner. So just it's a daily struggle uh, trying to convert these people, but slowly they're seeing the light, and through your actions in life, people will want to become a Bitcoiner when they see how happy you can be and who you are becoming.
I absolutely love it, Throttle. I say that all the time, be the best version of yourself. And this is how we spread the Bitcoin signal. Live a good life, and people will want some as that as well. And I think it's kind of, at first I thought it was a naive take. And now I think I'm understanding, like, this is the most powerful thing we can do as Bitcoiners, is be as healthy physically and mentally as possible, and continuously spread those good vibes into the world. And then a little on the dark side, we kind of touched on this before we went recording, but I saw some of your tweets. This was actually in February 14th, but I think a month later, it hits even harder. You said, it's safe to say the only thing that is currently fair price is Bitcoin. And as we're seeing in the world, it's safe to say that there's only one free market left in the world, and it is Bitcoin. There is only one thing completely outside of the system, and it is Bitcoin. And how are you feeling today in regards to everything going on in the world? I know personally, I've never felt better being a Bitcoiner, but I love getting the same confirmation from other Bitcoiners on the other side of the world, seeing the same exact thing as I am.
I'm bullish as fuck right now, mate. The world seems to be falling apart slowly. This week it's falling apart a little bit quicker. Bitcoin's holding its own. It's it's. I honestly thought that if banks started to fall, that the Bitcoin price would go down with it, but it's done the complete opposite of what I thought. So I'm glad I emptied out my bank account last week with the bit of money I had. I have my DCA, but I put in extra this week just because I had it, and I could, and I had no bills. So I thought, hell, I'm just going to go all in with everything I got. And what a great decision, Bitcoin, it can make you feel really good. It can also break your heart at the same time. But it's that old saying that I've heard over and over again. It's not timing the game; it's time in the game.
Yeah, I honestly, I think that is worth repeating to everyone out there. I even had some friends saying the same thing, hey, should I have some cash on the sideline? Is the price going to dump with all this crazy stuff in the world? And I'm just telling them, like, look, what do I know? I don't know what's going on with the market. But hey, that's definitely a possibility. But Max Payne seems to be price pumping, and to your point, I was just like, yo, I'm not selling my Bitcoin. I'm just going to hold my Bitcoin. Time in the market beats timing the market every single time. And so if you have fiat on the sidelines, if you're waiting for a mythical price out there, You need to smash buy that Bitcoin right now. Dump your fiat. The best time to stack Bitcoin is yesterday. The next time is literally right now. Smash buy your Bitcoin. Okay, I got some more tweets from you, Throttle. And here you go. You actually said the same thing right here. But this was a while ago. You know, I emptied my bank account on the back of the exchange. She's a dirty mistress that I used to dump and run my sats in the cold storage. I will see her again soon. But now I'm satisfied. Absolutely love it. And here we are. What's your thoughts on, you know, spreading the signal of taking Bitcoin into self-custody? And then actually, before we do that, are you a DCA or a smash buy kind of guy?
Really, so I have my weekly DCA, and if I get extra cash, I just fucking smash it, mate. I don't hold on to it.
I love it. Yeah, I like to call myself a weekly fiat capitulator. Whenever I have fiat, I capitulate my fiat as soon as possible and stack sats. And then this last one, and then we can go in any other rabbit hole. And this is something that I also believe as well as you, that I really enjoy. And this is another tweet. You said there's going to be many different use cases that I like and dislike about Bitcoin as we find out what Bitcoin is. And it's kind of back to an idea of just Bitcoin is so many different things to different people. And yet on the fundamental level, it is just the most stable thing to store value going into the future. And I think everyone puts or ascribes their own value to Bitcoin. And the further you get down the rabbit hole, the more mind blown you become about Bitcoin. And I'm, as a born again libertarian, I would say, someone that doesn't like someone telling me what to do. I found that who am I to tell people what their best case and best use cases of Bitcoin? You will use Bitcoin how you want to. And I think that's one of the most important things that we can talk about. Like saving Bitcoin, use your Bitcoin, you know, whatever, be a degenerate trader if you want. I wouldn't recommend it, but hey, Bitcoin is different things to everyone. And who am I to tell you how to use your money? And I absolutely love this meme or this tweet that you put out there, bro. Is this the same type of vein that you're talking about?
Exactly this. You know, it's Bitcoin has been different things to me over the years. Like right now, it's all about saving for my family and my kids. I've got to the point where I've set my kids up with what I wanted to leave them. I'm really happy about that. Now the next part of my journey is focusing on myself and my wife for our retirement, living off Bitcoin.
I absolutely love it. All right. Okay. One last exercise, Full Throttle Hodl. If there is someone out there that is either on the fence or shitcoining, what would be your message to them to orange pill them and make them a toxic Bitcoin maxi, quote unquote?
I would say stop fucking around, sell all your shit coins, Bitcoin only. Bitcoin's the way. If the current times aren't a signal to you that everything else is a shit coin, you deserve what you get.
Oof. Hold on. Let's go. All right. Well, Full Throttle Hodl. Really appreciate it. If there's any last little bits of wisdom, by all means, drop it. And we'll move into the meme review.
Any last little bits of wisdom? Look, all I can say, fellas, that if anyone out there who has superannuation or 401k in being managed by other people, my advice is to take control of your own money, your own future, your own retirement funds, and roll it over into a self-managed super fund where you are the master. You get to decide where the money goes. And if you're like me, it's all going into Bitcoin. And in the near future, I will reap the rewards of saving in this beautiful, beautiful monetary thing called Bitcoin.
Now listen, that's called motherfucking blood.
I absolutely love it. Yeah, man. Take back your destiny. Take back your life. If you're not seeing what we're seeing today, of all days, if you aren't aware of what's actually going on in the world, you really need to wake up and get on the escape boats now before it really, really does get out of control. Because as far as we're concerned, as Bitcoiners, we've definitely got our paranoia hats on, but it does seem like the powers that be have lost control, and you need to be saving some Bitcoin to protect yourself going into the future. So I couldn't agree more. I say the same thing to anyone that'll listen. And then actually, before we go on, Throttle, what is your orange pill strategy? Do you actually go hard orange pilling people, or do you just kind of plant the seeds and give them the concepts that we always talk about?
I think honestly, mate, I go too hard at the start. That's part of my problem. I'm more like, grab them by the shirt. Why don't you see what I see? What's wrong with you? And so, like, some people react to that, and they see my passion and they want in on that. But I think I need to change my attacks so I can get more people orange pilled.
Perfect. Love it. Hold on. Okay. Good comments. I'm going to cover them in the meme review. Hold on.
The Daily Meme Review.
Brought to you by Kaboomracks. I get this question all the time. Nico, where should I buy Bitcoin miners? The answer is Kaboomracks. It's the best place to buy Bitcoin miners. That's where you're going to find the best deals and the best prices. Start your mining utopia today. To check out their racks, you got to go to t.me/Kaboomracks. Join their Telegram group and start your mining journey today. Kaboomracks. Kaboom.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry, guys. I was too focused on the comments over here. You guys already know this is the meme review, your favorite portion of the show, where you send us memes either on Twitter, on our Telegram. We review them. We give you abstract meme review scores as we fight the information war out there. You guys are the frontline soldiers. Continue to put truth in art. Continue to spread the signal. Continue to get the calls of action out there so more people understand why we Bitcoin, why they should Bitcoin, and why they should hold on to Bitcoin for the long term. Tweets are the bullets. Memes are the artillery in this $1 trillion information psyop campaign against you. Anyways, before we go in, Becca, I could have swore I did not rug pull the meme scores. None of you guys gave me meme scores, and I wasn't going to sit here just with dead silence. So we ended the show. So drop your meme review scores in the chat, maybe before we get done with the memes, because you guys were lacking yesterday. You guys were lethargic. Okay, anyways. This first meme is by @StackHodler, and he goes, Bitcoin bears and shorters wrecked. And we got this Samurai Pepe with a green sword, green candle sword, chopping a red bear in half as we start to kill all of the red candles out there. I think green candles are on the menu. Boys and girls, I think we are in for some pumping. Let's hope we don't get wrecked this next week. Anyways, this next one is by FarmD BTC, and he goes, Bitcoin really does change you. We're just kicking back, stacking sats, saving the world, and trolling clown world all in a day's work. And we got the classic Chad dad with the TradCon wife, and he goes, my parents in their 30s, I bought you this house, I love you so much. Me in my 30s, a really worn out Wojak with laser eyes and the Bitcoin logo, and it goes, 3 banks collapsed, but 1 BTC equals 1 BTC. This is pure signal. Do not get flushed out because of the price volatility in terms of dollars. Bitcoin is the most stable thing in the world. Bitcoin is my stable coin. Sats are my stable coin. Anyways, this next one, I really like this one. I was actually going to probably use this in the culture one day. This is from Dewey from St. Louis, and he's got a tweet and he goes, a great thing about Bitcoin is nobody has to make signs, go downtown and go in skirmishes with police anymore. Now, just wake up, smash by from your toilet, and you are fighting the system. And we got this meme right here by You Ain't Know Me, at You Ain't Not sorry, bro, blowing your Twitter account. He goes, keep it simple, sovereigns, with a dart. And he goes, on the left side, we got the classic button meme, the superhero worrying which button to push. And he goes, on the left side, petition, protest, vote, volunteer, lobby, canvass, elect, march, boycott, trade, sit in, hedge, dissent, strike, appeal, legislate, sue on one button. And then on the other button, you just got the Bitcoin logo. You just need to stack sats, take Bitcoin into self-custody, provide your products and services for Bitcoin, and then spread the Bitcoin message. And this is how we win. It is really this simple, boys and girls. You just need to wake more people up. Anyways, this next one is by Maxie's Club. Shouts out to you, Maxie's Club. Really love what you are doing. And it's also a nod to Darthcoin, our Telegram mod. And it goes 334 Darthcoin, and it's got his Substack, darthcoin.substack.com. And we got a Fiat Maxi. We got, a J Powell gremlin printing money. And then we got Darthcoin and a Pepe the Frog Bitcoiner, a toxic Max. And he goes, you can ignore my advice, but you can't ignore the consequences of ignoring my advice. And you see the gremlin just getting overflown with dollars. This is where we are right now. We are currently, we're on the verge, at least most of us Bitcoiners are seeing, we're on the verge of seeing Monty Printer to get turned on into overdrive. This is where we are right now. This next one is by Tyler Durden, swallowed the red pill, at redpill206 on Twitter. And you can see it. It's a Jenga, a really ridiculous Jenga construction that is pillared on top of one single Jenga, and it is the US banking system. It literally is this in picture form. All you need to do is kick out one little block, and it's all going down. And this next one by @TeachingBitcoin. Retweet if you are entertained. This is all of us today on Twitter. And it's the classic, son, are you winning meme? He goes, son, the price of Bitcoin became so boring lately. Come on, Bitcoin, do something. And then we got the child goes, dad, be careful what you wish for. And the dad pokes the price. And then we just get absolutely green candles like we've seen today. Let's see if we are pumping to the moon. Let's see if it is, as my soundboard says,
rocket ship, get on board.
Okay, and the next one. Shouts out to Copernicus's son 6 on Twitter. And he goes, breaking, Normie still doesn't get it. And we got a Normie, is this money printing? And then we got a laser-eyed Bitcoin. He goes, this is your savings being lit on fire. Do you understand there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin now? Are you understanding what we are saying? Your paper money is literally going to get printed to infinity, and there is only 21 million Bitcoin. It's simple math, 11th grade math. So easy. Even Opti can do it. Anyways, drop your meme review score in the chat. We will cover it live. Today, I am going to give you guys not just the Bitcoin Magazine Orange Party issue, but the article by Jimmy Song, A Fork in the Road. I think it is very, very fitting, and it's got a meme in there for you. We are at a fork in the road right now. It is Bitcoin or it is slavery. It is opting out of the fiat madness or saving some Bitcoin. The choice is yours.
The choice is yours. I'm going to give it a bite of an arepa.
Nico eating on stream. Who would have saw that one coming?
Anyways, full throttle. What would you give those memes?
I'm going to give it a used snowman eraser that my daughter left on the desk.
Very good score.
Perfect. Okay.
Anyways, guys, this is Simply Bitcoin Live. Drop your scores in the live chat. We will read them on air. But before we do that, I want to give a shout out to our awesome clothing sponsor. Opti and I wear the merch every single day. Opti is wearing the Simply Bitcoin dad hat. It's sold out, by the way. And I'm wearing the Simply Bitcoin camo hoodie. You can get it on representltd.com. A lot of this stuff is sold out. You got to get it while supplies last. And check out all their other stuff, which is absolutely incredible. Representltd.com. Promo code Simply-Bitcoin. Anyways, Opti, let's...
I got some over here. I got some already.
Let's do this. But first, we are missing... Cue the music. be aware and focus. My meme score. Yesterday's Opti meme score fail. Wah, wah, wah. What happened yesterday? What happened yesterday?
Apparently, depends who you ask. They said I rug pulled the meme scores, but really there was no meme scores. So they were lagging, and I sat there for like 20 seconds waiting for meme scores, and nothing came in. But
I need to know more about this. CBDC engineer. Opti's meme score psyop won't work when Nico's in the room. Prove me wrong. Thomas, I give the memes a cup of tea. Okay, Max Trotter, I give the memes yesterday's a green candle. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Lucas, I give the memes a rug pull for the banks. Okay, very nice. Is it the last one? Mike Denver, I give the memes 4
no, we got a few.
Green
couple
candles
more.
in a row.
Couple more.
Santo, I give the memes a
Mistletoe
above Opti and Christine Lagarde. That's hilarious. Bitcoin Becca, give the memes yesterday's meme score. A fire extinguisher to fend off the flames of the burning fiat world. Becca, it's very, very serious and deep of you. Mr. Robot, stack sats and burn it all down. Rebuild the way Satoshi intended. Very nice, very nice. Next one, Phil C. I give the memes 3 more. Jay Powell bank bailouts. Okay. Next one by Elaine. I give the memes central bankers tears and a handful of the hair they are pulling out.
Wait, last one. Maybe Restream acted up on me. I don't know.
You read this one, Opti. This is all
okay. Bushmaster 6. He says meme score. I give all the scores from yesterday because those memes earned it. And Opti can't argue with Bitcoin Maxi proof of work receipts. Don't shitcoin Opti.
Oh, bro, jabbing. Maybe it was a psyop. Maybe Opti was like, you know what? I'm tired of hosting the cell.
Not even.
I'm ending it early. Nico's not here.
I didn't see a meme score come in. Maybe Restream was acting up. Hey, I'll take the L. I am but a humble Bitcoiner. If it was my mistake, I will own it. And
we don't shy away from the truth here. Anyways, everybody. So I want to give a shout out. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I want to give a shout out to our awesome guest, Full Throttle. Why don't you tell everybody where they could find you and what you're working on these days?
They can just find me on Twitter. I'm pretty quiet on Twitter. I'm not out there too much. And that's about it, Nico. I'm not really anywhere else.
You can check out Full Throttle Hodl at Full Throttle Hodl on Twitter. But you can see his handle on the video right now. Also, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Simply Bitcoin Live. You're your host, Nico and Opti. If you enjoyed the show, you know what to do. Smash that like button. Consider subscribing. We love you all. We will see you tomorrow, 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Play the clip.